Tom Brady, a quarterback who just retired, has slowly been building an empire since he left the NFL. Gisele Bündchen, his wife, has built her own. They might eventually have enough money to buy a majority stake in a business. For today's video, we will talk about Tom Brady trying to buy an NFL team. What team would it be? Stick around until the end of the video and let us watch all of this. But before tuning in, we would love it if you would click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell for more updates and videos like this one. Before diving into our topic, we would like to ask you how much you know about Tom Brady. Tom Brady was drafted by the NFL's New England Patriots in 2000. Since then, the star quarterback has won 3 NFL MVP awards, 4 Super Bowl MVP awards, and 7 Super Bowl championships. In a scandal called Deflategate, in which Brady was accused of knowing that footballs were illegally deflated before an important playoff game in 2015 and was suspended. Even though Brady missed the first 4 games of the 2016 season, he led the Patriots to win against the Atlanta Falcons in Super Bowl 51, and a historic win over the Los Angeles Rams in Super Bowl 53. In March 2020, Brady signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after 20 years with the New England Patriots. He is also well known because he married the famous model Gisele Bündchen. Brady said that he would retire at the beginning of 2022. Well, Tom Brady is the ultimate playoff quarterback. Brady has also been great during the regular season. In his 11 full seasons, he has averaged 4,072 yards and 30 touchdowns per season. Brady has started and won 136 games during the regular season. He has only lost 39. Even if Brady's Patriots lost every year in the first round, he would still be one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Instead, he is the winningest playoff quarterback in NFL history. What makes Brady so great in the playoffs, and what makes him so much better than everyone else? Tom Brady, the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, became the first NFL player in history to win 7 Super Bowls. In the 6th round of the NFL draft in 2000, Brady was picked up by the New England Patriots. At first, he was just a backup quarterback, and in his first season, he only played in 1 game. In Super Bowl 52 against the Philadelphia Eagles, Brady again lived up to his big game reputation. He threw for a record 505 yards, which was more than he did the year before. But because of how well the other team's quarterback, Nick Foles, played, the Patriots had to play catch-up almost the whole night. The heartbreaking 41-33 loss was sealed when Brady's last-second pass into the end zone was knocked away. Even though the season ended disappointingly, there was no doubt that Brady was the best at the most important position in the game. The NFL Network ranked him as the league's best player in 2018. There were signs of decline. Brady threw 11 interceptions, his most since 2013. The veteran quarterback kept coming through when it mattered most, leading the New England Patriots to the Super Bowl for a 9th time in his amazing career. Now going back to Tom Brady's plan to buy an NFL team. Tom Brady could be sticking close to the NFL game despite his recent retirement from the league. The current owner of the Miami Dolphins, Stephen Ross, could be forced to sell the team. If that happens, ownership could soon be given to owner-to-be Bruce Beal. NBC's Pro Football Talk says that if that happens, Brady, who is friends with Beal, could buy a sliver of the team. The NFL is looking into Stephen Ross after his former head coach, Brian Flores, said he'd offered $100,000 for each loss in 2019. The team would have to be sold if the investigation finds proof of this bribery. In 2016, Beal has had the right to buy the team. He has worked with Ross for years at his real estate company. Other NFL teams could have gotten in the way of Tom Brady's potential. He reportedly plans to join the Miami Dolphins before he decides to come out of retirement and return to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brian McCarthy, a spokesman for the NFL, told Greg Auman of The Athletic that if an active player bought into a team, 3/4 of the 32 teams would have to agree, since it could be a way to get around the salary cap. Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio said that when Brady retired, he first wanted to become a minority owner of the Miami Dolphins. He then wants to come back and play if Miami could get his contract rights from Tampa Bay. Florio said that the Dolphins were also interested in hiring Sean Payton, the New Orleans Saints head coach. However, they stopped thinking about him after former Miami head coach Brian Flores sued the NFL and its teams, saying that they had used racist hiring practices and discriminated against him. Flores said that the Dolphins owner Stephen Ross offered him $100,000 for each loss in 2019 to get the team to lose games and move up in the draft order. Flores also said Ross tried to get him to break NFL rules against tampering by recruiting a well-known quarterback, which the Palm Beach Post's Joe Schad later said was Brady. Almond said that rumors that Miami wants to put Brady and Peyton on the same team had been shot down by a number of people, including Buccaneers GM Jason Licht, former Bucs head coach Bruce Arians, and Peyton himself. Almond also said that when the Dolphins asked the Saints for permission to talk to Peyton, the Saints said no. With Brady back, Tampa Bay is on the short list of teams that could win the Super Bowl. Even though he is 44 years old, the 7-time champion completed 67.5% of his passes for a league-best 5,016 yards, 43 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions last season. But how much does it cost to buy an NFL team? Since the NFL is the most popular pro sports league in the US, its teams are worth more than those in other sports. All NFL teams are worth billions of dollars, so you have to be one of the richest people in the country even to have a chance of owning a team. The NFL likes to have a say in who can or can't buy a team. There are rules about finances and other things that someone must do to have a chance to buy a team. And some well-known people have tried and failed to join the club of NFL owners. Bleacher Report tells us some of the NFL's rules for people who want to buy a team. The NFL wants each team to have a face of an owner, so corporate partnerships or money can't be used to buy a team. That means a person must be the general partner when a franchise is bought. This person must put up at least 30% of the purchase price. According to Forbes' estimates, for the most valuable franchises would be more than $1 billion. Even the least valuable NFL teams would need an investment in the hundreds of millions of dollars to cover a third of the purchase price. There are limits on how much team buyers can borrow to help pay for a home. Forbes makes a list every year of the most valuable sports teams in the world, and the Dallas Cowboys are at the top. The magazine says that America's team franchise is worth an estimated $5.7 billion. In the last 5 years, this is a 43% rise. More importantly, it is a huge increase from the $150 million Jerry Jones paid for the team in 1989. This shows how valuable NFL teams have become. You have to go to number 8 on Forbes' list to find the next NFL team, the Patriots. They are worth an estimated $4.4 billion, a 38% change over the past 5 years. Yahoo says that the Cincinnati Bengals are at the other end of the spectrum, with an estimated value of about $2 billion. This is almost a third of the Cowboys' value, but it's still a big number that shows that even smaller market teams that haven't done well in recent years cost billions of dollars. For the first time in the history of the NFL, the average value of a team is more than $3 billion. Is Tom Brady closing in on NFL ownership stakes? Let me know your thoughts and comment down below.